This is pretty boring looking. We could start to try to make it look slightly more interesting. The use of Helvetica and Arial and so on makes it look very default. We could use a slightly more interesting font if we wanted to. There are certain fonts that you can kind of count on being installed on almost any system, but with the rise of mobile, that's even a little less dependable than it used to be. But you can use web fonts now, which are kind of cool. Anybody use Google Fonts before? Now, the font files can get rather large rather quickly, so don't overdo it with the Google Fonts. And they take a moment to download, and it's just one more dependency for your thing. So, you know, there's my disclaimer. But it can be kind of nice just to get something that looks a little less generic. Google Fonts, as you might guess, or maybe you wouldn't, I don't know. fonts.google.com should get us there. We can browse this huge list of fonts that are free to use. Get something that looks just a little less generic, but we want something that's still nice and readable. Open Sans isn't bad looking. Lado's not bad looking. It has some nice little ligatures here. That's kind of cool. How about Lado? You like Lado? Sure. Let's hit plus here. There we go. One family selected. Okay, it tells us how to embed it. It tells us the load time will be fairly fast. If you go to the Customize tab, you can say whether you want things like bold and italic to be included. Right now, we're not using any bold or italic text, so maybe we just leave them out until we decide we want otherwise. Let's see what changes. Let's go to embed here. And it looks like I'm grabbing fonts.googleapis.com, CSS, question mark family equals Lado. What if I add bold? Okay, that changed it to Lado : 400 and 700 for 2 different weights. If I added regular italic, then it says 400, 400i, 700. Okay, so it looks like that URL changes a little bit depending on which ones I include. If we just include the regular old thing, then it just says family Lado. Cool. So it looks like this is a link tag. So you can link to an external style sheet. Or you could use import and just import one style sheet into another. So if we did it this way, I would copy this, and in my index.css, at the very top, I can just put that at import in there. Just import that Google font style sheet into my existing style sheet. And regardless, I need to specify in the CSS that I want to actually use that font. So font family is just Lado. They've put it in quotes because if it had spaces in it, it would need quotes. So I could just say font family Lado, comma, Helvetica, Arial, sans serif, or just have it fall right back to sans serif, whatever. It's up to you. It's your business. Yeah, Daniel. Nope. If you just link to their style sheet, they'll serve it up for you, and you don't even have to download it. Or you could download their style sheet and their font, but this is an easy way to do it. So this is called a CDN, Content Delivery Network. When someone else hosts their CSS or JavaScript files or something for you, and you can just hot link directly to it, and they're happy for you to do it, they're using something called a CDN, which is just a really fast setup and super reliable. Yeah. Yes, and you could do it all in a single import file if it were all coming from here too. You could put more than one import in there, but if we loaded more fonts, like say we wanted that and Montserrat, then see they give us an import that actually includes both fonts. So that would be faster than putting 2 separate imports because it'd be only one HTTP request. But yeah, there's no, as far as the rules of CSS go, yes, you could have more than one. So let's see how this changes. It just looks a little less default. I like it. I'm keeping it. Add Lado typeface from Google Fonts.